I just keep doing waves.
Alright, hello and welcome to the second in a series of videos brought to you by Servicecast here in the UK. We are doing some product openings for you, and today we're going to be looking at the Fate reforged Fat Packs. I really like Fat Packs. Some people get down on the value of them a little bit. You're getting 9 boosters for, I believe they're £30 normally. £30-35 MSRP. So it's a little bit more than a normal booster pack, but you do get some extra bonuses as well. I've always found my Fat Packs that the boosters seem to be quite stacked. Wizards will not confirm this, but it does always seem to be the case. Just before we do crack this bad boy open, I want to say a massive thank you to our colleague Jimmy for supplying the sealed product for these videos. Really nice of him to actually let us have the joy of opening his product for him. To let you know who's here today, I'm Andy. I'm going to be the person doing all this stuff. Ooh. And in the background you will hear Jimmy, and of course we've got Samwise as well. So we're going to crack this open. The Mardu badge is just because we are all part of the Mardu Horde. Because hoorah!
For the Horde!
This one I'm going to try and not slice my finger open to start with, because I know what I'm like.
Next scene.
Yeah, if you start seeing blood spraying, that's all visual effects, honest. In fact, I'm going to pass this to somebody off camera because I will kill myself. So the first thing you're going to notice when you get your Fat Pack boxes, they have these like awesome sleeves around the outside. Don't just throw these away. One of the guys is going to open this up and then we'll show you the image in just a second. First thing you're going to find is the main reason that these Fat Pack boxes are so popular, and that's of course your Fate Reforged like player's guide. This gives you a little bit of background information about the set, and also has an image of every card in the set as well. They're a bit like a collector's guide, so you can tick cards off as you get them. Have we not got an awesome image? Oh, we have.
We have.
It's pretty sweet.
That is snap keeping a DM screen for me. That.
So if you open up the inside of the sleeve, you get an awesome image of Sarkhan doing some fiery stuff. A little bit of a panoramic go across because we're a little bit close in to see the whole thing in one hit.
Yeah.
But it's really cool. What you'll normally find is if you get the Fat Pack for each set in a block, it actually usually makes like one big image together as well.
Yeah.
And that's really kind of cool if you can get that all together and something a little bit different as well. So once you've got rid of the outer packaging, you get the Fat Pack itself. First thing you'll notice is you get a cool card collector's box. These usually hold around 400 unsleeved cards. And if you crack this open, we're going to get to the good stuff that's inside. So that's your sort of empty box, as it were. Inside you'll find 2 cardboard deck boxes. For the more advanced players, these are probably not going to get that much use. But if you are just starting out, these are a great thing just to keep your cards together. They'll hold a 60 card on the sleeve deck.
Yeah, they won't hold sleeved.
What I use mine for, holding tokens. Especially in this standard and with me playing token decks, I tend to find I'm carrying around 30 or 40 tokens around at a time. This will hold those really nice if they're all sleeved. The good thing is, if you're playing with a friend as well, you actually get 2 of these in each Fat Pack, so you can hold 2 separate decks, and they go really well with like the Clash packs and the starter decks and stuff for that as well. And you get Ugin and Sarkhan as your artwork on the back. You got that knife, Sam, please? So inside the box, you'll find there's 2 sort of sealed cellophane plastic packs. In one of them, you'll get a cool spin down D20. These can be any of various different colours. I think there's 5 different ones, and they're the same as the 5 that are in the pre-release packs. And in the other one, if I can get into it, you're going to find you get a pack of basic land cards. So I believe it's 20 of each basic land. These are just to help you sort of building your deck if it is your first deck. These are also really useful if you want to do a little game that you can play with Fat Packs called Wizard's Tower, where you'll basically crack open all your boosters, shuffle it in with your basic land pile, and basically 2 players play for that together.
I might have been lying. I initially thought that you could only get foil versions of the Fate Reforged lands, and obviously these aren't foiled. It'd be nice, but I don't know if they're a mixture, but they are very nice.
How many? See if they've actually.
I think you get.
I don't think they've done 4 of each art, of each thing.
So in the Fat Pack itself, you then get your 9 booster packs. Like I say, 9 booster packs for sort of £30–35. It works out about £3.75, £4 a booster. But you are getting the added bonus of your card storage box, your 2 deck boxes, and your D20 and your pack of basic land as well. So I actually think it works out to be quite good value for money.
And also the catalogue.
Yeah, and the player's guide and the artwork as well. So you get quite a bit for
That
it.
comes really handy when you do Japanese drafts.
Yeah, you might find a video somewhere of us doing a Japanese
I don't know
draft.
what this card is. Oh, it's that. Yeah, cool. I'll take that.
So as we're going through the packs themselves, we're not going to spend too much time on the commons or the uncommons. We're going to focus on the rares in the set for you. So let's get this started. Jimmy's sat praying that we open some Ugins because apparently that card's really good or really expensive, depending which way you want to go.
I didn't hear that.
I would lean more to expensive.
Yeah.
So as I say, we're just going to sort of flick through the commons. So we've got a Sultai Rune Mark, a Grim Contest, a Pressure Point, an Avon Skirmisher, a Long Path Jin, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, Hunt the Weak, love that card, Fierce Invocation, and a Team of Rune Mark, Tessaiga's Cruelty, and then we're into our uncommons. The uncommons, our first one is Ruthless Instinct. This is part of a cycle where you sort of choose 1 or 2 abilities. Our first dragon in the first pack, which is what we like to see, the Shockmore Dragon. So this is a flying 4/4 for 6 mana, and whenever it deals combat damage, it deals 1 damage to each creature the player controls. Seems quite powerful. Some random 4/4 golem for 3.
That I've found that's really good. A 4/4 golem for 3.
What's the downside?
The downside is that you can only play it after you've cast a spell already this turn.
Oh, so that's like the M15 Angel.
Yes.
Which was 4/4 flyer for 3, but it had to be the second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a perfect playable card in Limited.
Yeah, sounds fine.
Our first pack here, just to heighten what we said earlier, is a Mythic. So we've got a Shaman of the Great Hunt. I really like this card.
Yep.
It has haste, and then it has an ability where whenever a creature you control deals damage to a player, put a 1/1 counter on it. So it is a 4/2 for 4, but it can very, very quickly get out of control. It also has Ferocious, so for 2 and blue-green, so either 2 blue, 2 green, or a blue-green, you can draw a card for each creature that has power 4 or greater. So it's going to draw at least 1 card, unless they kill this in response, but it's quite a handy tool to have. We've also got a foil, and it's a foil rare. So we've got a legendary creature, Human Shagan, which is Tessaiga the Golden Fang. This card's already starting to see play in some of the test decks. I know a lot of the Sultai Delver decks are sort of playing it. Sorry, I'm a little bit out of line. I'm being shouted at. The Sultai decks are all able to play this card, and apparently Cremanta Flayer is playing this because who doesn't want to play 5 colour Cremanta core Delve decks?
It's Crow Flayer.
The great thing with these boosts as well is that the basic land slot can be any dual land from Khans, so we've also got a Swiftwater Cliffs, and our token is a Spirit token.
Can I just make? Can you just hold that up to the camera again? Just want to make a point that the yellow stuff you can see on there, yes, that is a bundle of bananas on that card.
Ah,
yeah, it's bananas.
There's a fruit ball in the armrest,
which I think is fantastic.
It's not even an armrest. It's on the top of the zombie's
got
head.
some bananas.
Sounds like she likes some grapes and a
Sultai
strawberry.
do, don't they? They have they use it's just zombies' heads for like various.
Yeah, it's like small comedy for them, I think.
Yeah.
So
let's animate this dude to carry my cup of tea. Go.
That's the Sultai.
So just to point out for people that get down on the value of fat packs, in our first pack we opened a foil rare and a mythic.
And it's one of the more expensive rares at the minute.
Yeah.
And I think the price will slowly go up. So I'm happy
So
with
you've done well
my
now, haven't
purchase.
you?
So we're on to pack 2. We've got an Ancestral Vision, a Cunning Strike, an Abzan Rune Mark, a Rakshas's Disdain, Reach of Shadows, a Frontier Mastodon. There seems to be quite a few Mastodons in this set.
It's just because they like Power Rangers.
We've got Alicia's Vanguard.
Set.
We've got Defiant Ogre, We've got a Whisperer of the Wilds, which is another ramp spell, which is quite nice. Collateral Damage, and then we're into our uncommons. So we have Diplomacy of the Wastes, Reality Shift, Sudden Reclamation, and our rare for this pack is a Monetary Siege. We all like the siege cycle. So basically the siege is a cycle of cards that as they enter the battlefield, you choose either Khans or Dragons. This is probably one of the worst of the sieges. So if you choose Khans, at the beginning of your draw step, draw an additional card. And if you choose Dragons, then spells your opponent's cost 2 more to cast. All the sieges are pretty cool, but this one's probably the worst of the bunch.
I disagree in terms of that first ability is really interesting with Delve. I mean, so you can read. Yes, you can read it as. Card, so it's at the beginning of your draw step. You draw an additional card, then discard a card.
So it's loot effectively. So
yeah, so you have to draw your card first, then you draw another, and then discard any card in your hand. So it's not one of those two. It's any card in your hand.
Yeah, it's looting basically.
So you end up being able to.
Is this before you draw for turn as well?
So you draw for turn, and then you draw another
so
one.
You can choose.
Then discard from all of those, which seems like that's a really good choice. But the fact that you're discarding a card that you don't need also fuels your delve spells, and this is one of the cheapest sieges. Like this 3. So from turn 3 onwards, you get to see 2 cards a turn and fuel your delve by 1 every turn.
I think
it's undervalued.
Okay. Our land in this pack was a Jungle Hollow, so we've got another Gain Lifeland and a advertisement card. Not great for that one.
What? No monks? Oh.
No monks.
Super good monks.
Interesting fact, Monk Token, one of the most expensive cards in the set.
I don't think it'll stay that way.
No, once the more that are open.
It's currently about 10th, it'll probably go to about 5th.
But it is hilarious.
Okay, so third pack. Commons, we've got an Abzan Sky Captain. We have an Enhanced Awareness. Typhoid Rats, because who doesn't love some rats? Grim Contest. Dragon Bell Monk. A Timo Rune Mark. A Right Into Being. A Bathing Dragonfire. Map the Wastes. And then for uncommons, we have a Vault Breaker. A Neutralising Blast. We've got another foil in this pack, Jimmy.
Sweet.
We've got a Mardu Were Reaper. And our rare is a Mardu Strike Leader.
Alright.
Sweet.
So you may have seen this. This was our promo in our pre-release pack that we did the opening for. So it's a 3/2 for 3 mana. You can dash it for 4 mana, and whenever it attacks, it makes a 2/1 warrior. So it's quite powerful. And our foil in this pack is Hunt the Weak. So it's another common for you. The basic land we got was a Bloodfell Cave, so we're doing really well for getting non-basics. And then we have just an advertising card in the back. The good news is Jimmy's nodding and looking happy, so he's not too sad with his purchase.
We're hardly through any of the packs at the moment, and we've got like £1 million.
Yeah. Well, the foil tiger bloke, he's probably worth about a tenner.
The Banana Man.
Yeah, the red mythic is slowly creeping up in price.
Yeah, it's
because
fair,
if that goes unanswered, it's bonkers.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far so good.
Okay, so pack 4. We've got another Abzan Sky Captain.
I'm really happy.
We've got another Enhanced Awareness. Typhoid Rats. Grim Contest. This looks a lot like the last pack that we opened. Dragon Bell Monk.
Well, I do need one more strike leader.
A Rakshas's Disdain. A Feral Krushok.
Or coaster, in other words.
A Lightning Shrieker. An Archers of Kasai, I think.
Definitely a coaster.
A Smouldering Efreet.
Oh,
that's like the king
it's
of
not
coasters.
Even worth a coaster.
No. You'd only include that in a coaster if all the coasters in the world
destroyed.
were burnt. And scattered over a space of a mile.
So we don't like this card.
It's terrible.
Apparently these guys think it's bad. Onto our uncommons then. So we've got Break Through the Line. Valorous Stance. This is probably going to be the chase uncommon of the set.
Why do we?
Is this the one that gives indestructible.
So this is 1 and a white and has 2 modes. Make something indestructible or destroy a creature with power 4 or greater. Toughness 4 or greater, sorry. Cards bonkers. If you get them, keep hold of them. It's probably going to be one of the most expensive uncommons in the pack, in the set.
Yeah, definitely.
You then got an Orc Sure Shot.
This card needs to be made 3D.
And our rare is one that Jimmy might donate to me if I'm lucky. It's Crux of Fate.
Oh, I don't know. I've only got a shiny one.
So this is the black one, of my favourite of this cycle of sort of choosing things. Because this one is 5 mana and says choose one, destroy all dragons or destroy all non-dragons. And I'm building Scion of the Air Dragon, Tribal Dragon for EDH, and I need one of these to slot right in, so hopefully Jimmy's going to be nice to me later.
It also makes all the blue-black control players really happy that they actually get a Wrath, whereas before they didn't have any Wraths.
But it's
And they
much
just had
better
to-
for Commander.
They just had to 1-for-1 people the entire game, and now the deck just got so much better.
Even running in it with Perilous Falls is just going to scare me.
Yeah.
Probably 2 of each.
Our land for this is Rugged Highlands, and another advertising card. We're not doing very well for tokens in this box.
We need some more tokens.
I've got loads of tokens.
Not out of this fat pack.
Oh well.
Well, there's adverts.
Well,
On the plus side, we've learned that we really like Magic and we want to do some Friday night Magics. That's what the advertising cards have taught me so far.
Yeah. In my household, I genuinely use advert cards as coasters. I don't use commons and uncommons. I actually use advert cards because I have that many.
Okay, so we're on to pack 5. We're halfway through the fat pack now. So we've got a Gurmag Angler, a Sultai Rune Mark, an Abzan Rune Mark. Seems this is a Rune Mark pack. An Avon Surveyor, dirty blue card.
it's good.
An Ancestral Vengeance, an Aniok Guide, a Sand-Steeped Outcast, first pickable card.
No, it's not.
One of those cards that apparently we're using as
good.
coasters.
It is good.
A Hunt the Weak, and a Mardu Rune Mark. Okay, so that's 3 Rune Marks in this pack.
Totally ruined.
If we open this, we're totally playing mono enchantments and no creatures.
Okay.
On to our uncommons. We have something that always reminds me of the old Rakdos Shred Freaks, the Mardu Shadow Spear, because the artwork looks really similar from a distance if I take my glasses off.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a nice card, but I'm still unsure if it'll get played.
It's a 1/1, it won't. It's not very much.
I guess it's usually got to have a really good ability on it to do it.
The ability on this isn't too bad. It's basically when it attacks, each opponent loses 1 life. So it's essentially a 2/1. It has dash, but you don't gain life with this.
Right, yeah.
So it may see playing some of the aggro decks, but only if they need to fill slots.
Yeah, maybe not.
Like things like what more efficient ones like Frenzy Goblin are probably a little bit better.
I've just been really sneaky, so
Yes,
the guys
you
will be
have.
happy in a minute. Our last uncommon is a Mardu Woe Reaper.
He put 2 cards in. It's like I didn't see it.
We then have our
Woe
rare is
Reaper.
a supplement form. So return target creature to its owner's hand. You put a token onto the battlefield that's a copy of that creature. I don't really like it, but that's because it's blue.
It's too expensive. It's a nice card, but it's expensive.
If it had Delve, it'd be much more playable.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting, and I played an FNM earlier where someone was actually playing it in the deck and had it in their hand and just happened not to be able to cast it. But
Did you laugh?
their ability to, I had a Butcher of the Horde which killed them, and they could have cast this had they had enough mana. Essentially removed my Butcher and got their own Butcher, given it haste and bashed me for about 11.
Sure.
That's one of the things. It has to be that board state. It has to be quite specific for it to be good.
Yeah.
So the good thing, our land in this pack is a Windswept Heath. So get in the fetch land, but unfortunately, only an advert card.
To be fair, we're not too bothered about
yeah.
that at the moment.
You might not be, I like
If
tokens.
someone gives me a fetch land every time instead of that, I'm not going to complain. So what was that second card that you palmed into the other pile?
It wasn't, it was that it was the Ifrit guy that deals you 2 damage that you guys like to have debates about how bad it actually is.
We don't debate, we just agree that it's
There's
awful.
no debate, it's a shocking card.
So, on this next pack, the front common is one of my favourite cards of the set. So we're starting with a Harsh Sustenance. This deals X damage to target creature while playing. You gain X life, where X is the number of creature control. I play Mardu token decks. This card quite regularly can do sort of 8 to 10 damage and gain me 8 to 10 life. It's really powerful.
Have a nice foil of that.
Show off. We then got the Abzan Sky Captain, a Jeskai Rune Mark, a Dousing Gloom, a War Flare, so this is an aggro pack.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want some tokens. An Arashan Cleric, if you must. A Feral Krushok,
Not too bad.
and a Great Horned Krushok.
That's terrible.
So we can play Tribal Krushoks. Good to go.
No.
Only if only they had that creature type. If
And then
only.
Bathing Dragonflyer. And our final common, I believe, is a Frontier Mastodon.
It's not too bad card though.
Yeah, it's
Then for uncommons, we've got a Fascination, a Shifting Loyalties, a Channel Harm, and our rare is Citadel Siege. Now this is by far and away one of the best sieges in the game. Out of the 5, it's probably the one that's going to see the most play. So basically, if you choose Khans, at the beginning of your combat step, you put a 2/1/1 counters on any creature that you control. Now this basically is really good because you play it first main phase and it happens straight away. You're not waiting around for anything else. They don't really have that much chance to respond to it. And it's super powerful. You then have your option of dragons, where at the beginning of each opponent's combat step, you can tap a creature that player controls. This is quite good if you're behind, because it gives you a chance to catch up. I think both modes you pay 4 mana to play them anyway. It's really, really powerful.
like the second mode's less useful. Like, it's more situational, but that's the thing about modal cards is that they're essentially 2 cards in one.
And also, that's a limited bomb. It's ridiculous when you play against it.
Yeah, like when your opponent has a Torrent Elemental and thinks that they've won the game, and then you put this down and tap their Torrent Elemental at the beginning of their combat every turn.
I also think you're discounting the dragons option a little bit too much.
No, the dragons is great.
So
Dragons
if you're
is-
tapping stuff, if you're playing blue-white control, you're going to choose that mode every time, and I think that's going to be one of the things that deck needs to sort of come back.
Also, for like a heroic deck, putting +2/+2 counters on you guys if they've got Aqueous Form or Double Strike or anything like that, it's just horrid.
Yeah, whack it on your Fabled hero with an Aqueous Form. And
Who's playing Fabled Hero now?
I
So
love
the-
that card.
people,
I love
yeah.
that card.
So the land in this deck was a Thorn of Force, so a nice little game life land. And we've got a Spirit token. Yay, tokens.
it's not a monk.
3 packs left to go. I love the smell of boosters in the morning.
Okay, stop sleeping with boosters.
So we're starting out with Sibzig Host,
Terrible. Don't like it.
Cunning Strike, Arashan Cleric, Abzan Advantage, Avon Surveyor, Typhoid Rats. I think we've nearly got a plate of Typhoid Rats now. A Fierce Invocation, Feral Krushok, a Great Horned Krushok, so again we're playing Tribal Krushoks, and Bathing Dragon. Okay, the last 3 cards and the last 2 boosts have been exactly the same.
It's got to be a thing.
It must be a thing.
Yeah. Tribal
Moving.
Crucial.
Moving into the uncommons, we've got Hero's Blade, a Light Form, really good for limited, not so great for constructed. We've got Merciless Executioner, a removal spell on a stick. It's like Crackling Doom, only less efficient.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's also a 3/1.
it is.
Yeah.
It's a
It's worse. It's worse than Crackling Doom, but it sometimes leaves behind a 3/1.
Yeah,
Because
you
you've
can
got to
quite,
sacrifice one as
you
well.
can quite easy out if you've got tokens, sack
Yeah,
it, but
make
if not,
goblins.
you've got a 3/1 that you don't really care about.
On to the most important bit, the rare in the pack. Crucible of Spirit Dragon. If Tribal Dragons becomes a thing, you're going to want some of these. And there's not really much else to say about that land. And then we've got a Windscarred Crag for another game life land. And a Warrior token.
Yeah.
What?
The land is a rare, so
The land isn't a rare.
no, the other land that you've just put there.
Yeah, we did that, but it wasn't a very good rare. Oh yeah, I mean, put it in the wrong pile.
Yeah.
Should probably put that in the pile of rares.
It's harder to explain, isn't it?
It's not my fault. As my
You just-
t-shirt suggests,
you were
stupid is as stupid does.
You were just born that way.
Okay, so we've got Harsh Sustenance again. Abzan Sky Captain. Jeskai Runemark, Dousing Gloom, Warflare, so it can really play aggro. Collateral Damage, Team
Well,
Runemark, right into being. Bathing. Are we opening a Bathing Dragonfire in every pack?
It's a good card.
A lot
I
of
don't mind.
times,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Map to the Wastes. And then our uncommons, we have a Frostwalker. Don't like that card, it's got blue around it.
Glass Cannon.
Mardu Shadow Spear. A Dark Deal. And our rare is a Daggertar the Adamant. So this is quite powerful for the Asban decks. Basically, it says it's a 0/0. When it comes into play, put 4+1/+1 counters on it. And then for, 1 Galgari, so green, black, green, in any combination. Yep. You can move a 1/1 counter from one creature to another. This is awesome and limited because you can snipe 1/1 counters off your opponent's creatures. It's also good because Alicia can bring it back if you're splashing red, because it's a 0/0 that re-enters with 4 more 1/1 counters on it. And it's actually got quite a good chance of seeing some standard play as well. The ability to move the counters around is quite powerful.
It's also a warrior still.
Yeah, let's get some tribal on the go.
Yeah.
And our land.
I got so punished by that card because I in my first pre-release I played the deck which required me to have 1/1 counters on my things for them to actually be good. And of course my opponent played this and said, "You can't win the game."
Because I'm taking them all.
Land in this pack is a Swift Water Cliffs. And we got a Spirit token. So this is where all the tokens were hiding.
That's going to have a monk in it.
Last pack of the booster, so this is definitely going to have Ugin. I'm betting on Ugin, foil Ugin. And then you'll see me run off camera and hope that Jimmy doesn't notice.
I think I'd notice.
Probably.
I think I'd struggle to run, to be fair. Okay, so we've got a Jeskai Runemark, Sandblast, Jeskai Sage, Simsig Host, Cunning Strike, Eniot Guide, and a Sand Steeped Outcast, and a Smouldering Efreet again. Hunt the Weak. Our uncommons for this pack are Ruthless Instinct, Huge Stone
Retainers?
That's really hard to read upside down. There is a foil in the pack, and it looked colourless. I caught a glimpse of what looked like a grey foil edge.
Do you know it's going to be an Ugin's construct?
Yeah.
We have a Shockmaw Dragon. Our rare is Ghastly Conscription, so it's a mythic. We've opened quite a few, 2 mythics in this box.
Yeah.
So this is exile all creature cards from target player's graveyard in a face down pile, shuffle them up and manifest those cards.
So never going to see play, is what you're saying.
I don't know. I played this against the reanimated decks, so you see whips, your Abzan whips, and just nick all their stuff out of their graveyard because it's funny.
Yeah, that is quite funny, but yeah, maybe not see play because it's not worth.
Just a little tease. We can give you a little bit of a foil edge.
He's slow rolling it.
Foil edge.
It's an Ugin's construct.
It's a Windscarred Crag. So we've got a foil land, which means we might still have a fetch land underneath. And a Bloodfell Caves. And a manifest token. So just to quickly go over the rares that are in the pack. Got a couple of foils. So 2 foil commons in the Windscarred Crag and the Hunt the Weak. We then opened a Daggertar the Adamant, Crucible of the Spirit Dragon, Citadel Siege, Supplement Form, Crux of Fate, Mardu Strike Leader, Monastery Siege, a foiled Tessega, 2 mythics were a Shaman of the Great Hunt and a Ghastly Conscription, and we got 1 fetch hand which was a Windswept Teeth. So all in all, it seems like a pretty good fat pack, and certainly think we got value for money out of that one. And we hope you'll join us soon when we'll be actually opening a full booster box of Fate Reforged. But until then, thanks for joining us here from Cerberuscast, and have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.